Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sometimes it's good to get messy in order to clean up. Sometimes the messiness allows some things to come out that need to be washed. Washed with the blood. Man, disrespect the person thing in Israel is no different than it was in Christianity. A name, a title, a position, and folks will over and over not show the same energy. Seriously. Some of the same folks that told me to be quiet, just, be humble. I don't be seeing the same energy from them. They get involved in some stuff that, if the name is right, they be power. So much energy behind, there being a lack of silence. Shanquilla, be silent. That's the mature thing. Maturity. I'm like, a person can just slander you, just have you out there looking bad than a mug. Be silent. Be humble. Man, I don't know. I just be watching, man. I don't know. I definitely not leaving my Yah. But this Hebrew thing is, it's gang. Gang! For real. Folks up in this mud beefing Bloods and Crips all day. I'm like, I be wanting to say, niggas, they be faking in the mud. I'm like, man. I'm like, wow. I got folks that used to be rolling with me, be on my page, just, was saying they was my friends for real. Ain't nowhere to be found, which, that's good. Good for me. But, man, I see they don't show the same energy. I'm like, I don't even hold, they be swearing I be holding grudge. They be swearing I be mad. Like, I'm not mad right now. I'm like, man, but I'm disappointed. Israel is so disappointing. Y'all ain't no different than Christianity and the whole hookup with that. No different. You going to jump on a bandwagon. If the bandwagon is rolling, you going to jump on it. Because you want to get some of that energy. But, man, get behind somebody that's really living what they saying, what they talking. Nah. Go with the flash. Go with the big. Go with the large. Ain't got no time for nothing small, especially, the small that, ain't making no noise. I'm like, man, but they silent, be humble. I'm like, be honest, a lot of the stuff that people say, it's like, how you going, you going to be so critical of folks on Facebook for venting, saying whatever, but you on Facebook. You can't be critical of this type of ministry and then you also had this type of ministry. This does not make sense. It's like, what are you doing? Are you manipulating? Are you trying to filter out the ranks and say, okay, let me get rid of this small fry so I got more room to move? Is that what it is? I'm like, ministry comes in all types of form. I'm always looking for teachable moments, and right now this is a teachable moment. When you see people going through the fire, don't mean that they not with Yah. Don't mean that. All day you pick up that book and you see people that was going through the fire and yet they still was on Yah team. I'm like, King David should be enough for any of y'all to see. Job should be enough for any of y'all to see. Going through stuff, it's not about going through it, because when you're going through it, you're going through it. Now, somebody who sit up in it and basically just give over to it and start just sinning and just doing whatever. Now, that person, run, get away from them. But if a person is going through something and if they battling it, don't matter if they not silent. Silence is not a requirement. Jeremiah cried all day, whined. Come on, he bemoaned what was going on with him. So if somebody whines and cries, that's their way of dealing with stuff. Come on, let people deal with things how they want to deal with it. You can't put everybody in your box and have them fit in your box. So when we see these Hebrew leaders out here, they battling. I don't like all this gang, but I ain't getting on the side. I'm not choosing a side. I don't have nothing to do with none of it. Ain't none of my business. When I was going through mine, nobody had my back. Or if they did, they had it in silence. I didn't get that energy. So, people say, oh, you got to be up under an assembly. Okay. I named an assembly, okay. One Vision Ministry. But really, that ain't nothing. I'll throw that away in a minute because it's really, in truth, Israel or death. Being a part of the kingdom, one of those 12 gates, that's the reality. It ain't about no assembly. It ain't about a congregation. None of that gang stuff. I'm going to roll with whoever y'all say roll with, whenever, however. That's how y'all should be. Y'all need to get off of this respect of person and need to start showing the same energy. Same energy. If you're going to support some nonsense, that ain't good. Support what y'all say. Check the ruach. And just because somebody going through something, that don't mean abandon them. But watch. See what the seeds do. If they ones that's been casting a lot of seeds out of there, see what fruit come from it. Stuff that come up out of the past should not be what leads you away from them. Because everybody has struggles. Everybody has a past. Y'all need to cut it out. Really. And y'all need to, I wish that we had somebody within the ranks of this to hold people accountable. But I don't feel like people, that got titles or stuff like that are being held accountable. I'm open. I was always open for a rebuke. Rebuke me. But I definitely say if somebody do something out in public, if they embarrass you in public, they should make their apology public. They should say it. But hey, folks ain't trying to do that because they feel like they'll lose some esteem if they do that. A lot of times people are actually just peers with one another. Titles mean nothing. I'm like, shoot, the ones with the biggest titles, actually, in the kingdom, they could be lesser than some of these folks that y'all think don't have no title. Y'all don't play that. Y'all don't have it set up by what you think is set up by. Just because somebody got, scholarship, somebody got school, all this stuff. Peter was an unlearned man. But yet he was right there, right-hand man. That's the one he said, hey, watch my sheep. Kepha. Y'all gonna keep on playing. Y'all gonna keep on playing. And like I said a while back, stuff gonna start falling apart. We're gonna start seeing some stuff. People right now, they showing themselves. Folks gonna get caught with their drawers down, and it's gonna be what it is. But I wish that, we would see when people going through stuff, don't just bail on it. Pray so that you can have the discernment to have the discernment to see the vantage point from Yah's sake. See where he sees, how he sees it. Because sometimes somebody may be painting a picture and it ain't the reality. I had a picture painted on me and it wasn't the reality. I've never left Yah. People will assassinate people's character. That's what people do. Happen in Christianity. Why would it not happen in the Hebrew? The only thing about with this Hebrew thing, it seems to be a little bit more vicious. Seems that way to me. I don't know. But honestly, y'all need to get to praying and start looking through not just these eyes, but your third eye. Discern. See who real, see who not. And basically start checking for energy. See if they had the same energy when it's happening to them. Do they have that same energy when it was happening to somebody else? Do they care about it? Do they want it resolved the same way when it was happening to someone else? Do they want that resolved? Do they want the same way they want it resolved for them? Same energy. You be involved with some stuff. If you spreading gossip, slander, when it start happening to you, do you have the same energy? Let's see. Stuff like that ain't cool. People need to stop putting their mouth on other folks, period. Don't matter who it is, lay member or moray, whatever. No, I know I don't have to be called moray, but folks know. They know what you are. You don't have to take a title to be who you are. Just walk in that. Walk in it. So I just want to vent a little bit. It ain't really a vent. It's a teachable moment. Y'all need to really pay attention to what's going on right now. Don't just distance yourself from people because they're going through something, though. But pay attention. See how they respond. See how they go through it. 40 years in the desert. How did they go through it? Pay attention. Keep your eyes open. And definitely check for the energy. You're going to see a whole lot of fanboys and fangirls following the situation, looking for mess. And those are the ones you should be ones thinking about, let me get away from this. You might need to, separate yourself from some people, the messy people, the gossipers. When I kind of, I was like, man, I wonder what that is. But I'm like, I ain't asking nothing because I don't need to know. My relationship with the person is solid. So whatever happened in the past, happened in the past. I don't have no issue with them. Y'all need to work it out. Work it out. But I just want to talk a little bit. Sitting here in my yard, just got through cutting the grass a little bit. But blessings and shalom. Get your discernment on. Start paying attention to the energy. And don't add your energy to no foolishness. You don't have to be silent either about everything. Some stuff you should be silent. But know the season, know the time. And not being silent when you're wrong does not mean you're immature. It just means you're hurt. Hurt people do speak out. You can be angry, but sin not. Abba, Yah. I pray your spirit is all over those that are on this live. That they have the discernment to see things, the seeds that are being planted, that are like you and those that are not like you. And that they are plucking up those that are not like you, that are trying to take root in their lives. Let them not be a part of the mess. Let them not be a part of the stress. Let them be the ones that are focused on being a blessing and being about shalom. Ones that are setting forth in peace for themselves and also offering out peace to others. That your sovereignty can be seen on them and that they could be a sanctuary for blessing. They could be a sanctuary for encouragement, a sanctuary for true Hebrew love. Ahava. That their ears are not tainted by negativity. Sometimes things will be spoken that will seem as negativity, but those things could be warning. May our ears be cognitive and alert to know when it's not negativity, but it's a true warning, and it's from you and your Ruach. May we be available to not just speak, but to act in righteousness. Let us not be a part of the get along gang. We don't want to go along to just get along. Let us be set apart. If it means losing assembly, if it means losing friendships, but keeping relationship with you, Yahuwah, let it be. Let it be. I thank you for trusting me with your words, that you are promoting me over and over. Though this world be humbling to me, it humbles me daily. You allow me to be exalted in my home where my wife, my Proverbs 31, loves on me and cherishes me as her husband. That's my reward here on earth. My family reward on this earth. If I don't have friends, I have a home, a sanctuary. I have something that reminds me that you love me. every day. And those that are around me, I pray that they have something that reminds them that you love them every day, so that they can get through any distress, any struggle that come their way. Let your blessing and shalom rest upon us always. Hallelujah. In Yahuwah's name, in Yahusha's name. Hallelujah. All right.